Hello, my kinetic friends. I'm Jody. Welcome to yoga class. I just finished one of Sandra's Tabata classes that she had previously posted online. I'm still a little sweaty. So this is a great class to add in right after another workout, or it can be used on its own. Grab yourself your mat, your water, towel, yoga strap perhaps. Turn on any music that you would like in the background, and we'll just go ahead and actually get started in a supine position, so down on our backs. So what we can expect today is, as I said, a hatha style flow class, pretty simple, good for all levels. We'll have a focus on hip openers today, so for those you that run, cycle, sit a lot during the day, those hips get tight. So really good for all of us to get those hips open and take this time for yourself on the mat. We'll do about 40 minutes of yoga together today. So let's go ahead and start on our back. So the knees bent, feet flat. You can place your hands beside your hips, palms open. To externally rotate the shoulder, or you can place your hand heart and belly. And just begin to feel your breath. Close your eyes and allow yourself to be present in your practice right now. Hopefully not too many distractions. Keep those breaths deep, slowing them down. And just start to let go of anything that's not with you on your mat, or anything that you don't want with you on your mat today. For the next few minutes, allowing yourself just to be here in the moment. Take a couple more breaths here. Just remind ourselves to let go of competition with ourselves. Yoga is all about just experiencing where we are, recognizing that, and then perhaps challenging ourselves, or perhaps being kind to ourselves and easing off a little bit if needed. Just blink those eyes open. Just pull those knees into your chest. Hug them in. You can do some movement here, rocking from side to side, draw some circles, whatever feels good for you. Stay integrated into that breath, feeling it deep into the lungs, the belly. Just breathing deep but normally. Let's keep the right knee hugged in. We'll extend the left leg all the way out, rested on the floor. Just squeeze the knee in towards the chest. Maybe open it up a little bit towards the right armpit. You can add some ankle circles here, each direction. Just continue to find some movement, some length. Just see what you're feeling in your hips right now. Let's extend that right heel straight up towards the sky. You can use a strap here or a towel across the foot to help hold on, or just hang on to the calf, or if really tight, behind the upper thigh. Keep the knee soft. If you're shaking already, just bend the knee a little bit and just extend as far as you feel comfortable. Just extend, deep breath in to find length, and as you exhale, perhaps find a little more space. Just seeing where we're at here, not trying to overstretch. Keep the right hand on the outside of that right leg. Left hand's going to open to the side. And allow the right leg to drop open. Maybe just a couple of inches. We want this left hip to stay grounded. If we have the space, perhaps you can open a little bit further. Just see where that is for you. You can also bend the knee to shorten the lever a little bit, and that might make it just a little bit easier if you find it's really tight today. Go ahead and bring it back to center and switch the hands. Right hand's going to go out, left hand's going to help control the leg all the way down. Just tuck that chin a little bit. You may feel comfortable here looking over that right shoulder, bringing that leg across. And again, bend the knees needed. Keep the deep breaths. Anchor the right shoulder to the mat. And coming back to center, tuck it in. Join both knees in. And again, a little bit of movement, some circles. Just feel what is different now between left and right sides. And let's switch. So left knee stays in, extend the right leg all the way out. Inhale, find length in the spine, tucking the chin, finding some length in the back of the neck, tucking that left knee towards the shoulder. Give it a good squeeze, nothing too strenuous. Again, just exploring what you're feeling here. Extending that leg all the way up and through. And here you can point the toe, flex the foot, whatever feels comfortable for you. Let's do those ankle circles on this side. And then nice deep breath in and just hug that leg in towards the chest. And again, bending that knee any amount needed so that there's no shaking, no strain and stretch response. We just want to see what we're feeling. Lengthening that hamstring a little bit. Hand to the outside of that leg and go ahead and open. Might be different on this side. Keep that right hip anchored down to the floor best you can. And open up any amount. Remember, we can bend that knee if needed. If that stretch is a little too intense with a straight leg at this point. Nice big exhale to return leg to center. Switch those hands out. And then cross that top leg over the front. This one's a little more tender, often through the outside of the hip. And I really like to add the twist of my neck over to the side with this particular one. And again, we'll just keep breathing, never holding our breath. Inhale. And then exhale, use the strength of that belly to return to center and tucking both knees in. Excellent. So have a little better idea of what's tight or open in our hips at this point. Coming back to stillness. We're going to rock up and down through the spine to come to seated. If this is uncomfortable for you, just roll to the side and press yourself up that way. We'll just take a few momentum rocks, 2 or 3 or 4, whatever feels good for you, to roll down the length of the spine. And then come all the way up to seated, nice and tall. Perhaps we can add in just a little bit of a boat pose here. Hanging on is a little easier, letting go, a little bit more challenging for the core. Of course, bending the knees a little easier, straightening the legs a little bit tougher, just for a little bit of core waking up here. Crossing at the ankles, just grab the toes and just roll yourself gently into seated position. I'm going to turn to face the front of the camera here. We'll notice that you have one leg crossed over the other, doesn't matter which. Just be aware of which one is in front at the moment. Ground the sit bones down. We'll just relax, sit nice and tall. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Let the shoulders reach down towards the floor and pull the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Just creating length in the spine. Open those eyes if they blink closed for a moment. We'll inhale. Stretch nice and tall. As you exhale, just forward fold. And just walk the fingertips forward. Trying to keep the spine long here. So rather than rounding your back, lengthen. Keep the sit bones connected. Just see what's happening here in the sacroiliac, the back of the hips, where the pelvis joins onto our sacrum. And maintaining as long of a spine as you can, those inhales. But if you're feeling comfortable, go ahead and walk yourself forward a little bit more. Gaze coming to the floor. Again, keep the shoulder blades pulled back. That helps to keep the spine long. Good. Inhale. Come on up. Stay nice and tall. Let's take the opposite arm. I have my left hand onto my right knee. I'm just going to add a little twist over the right shoulder. So sitting tall, feeling that left twist, coming back to center and switch. Right hand to left knee, left fingertips behind. Inhale, sit tall, and then exhale, look over the shoulder. So just starting to add some twists of movement through the spine and come back to center. Go ahead and switch the cross of those legs out now. So opposite leg now in front. Inhale, stretching nice and tall. And then exhale, forward fold, hip hinge. Again, walk those fingers out. And it's okay if it feels different on this side. We often have variations left to right side, and that's okay. It is what it is. But see which side might feel tighter for you. That might be an indicator of where we need to spend a little bit more effort or time focusing on more opening or flexibility. Perhaps there's some weaker muscles that also need to be strengthened. So crown of the head pulling forward. Sit bones reaching down towards the floor. Nice. Go ahead and walk yourself up. I'm taking my right hand to my left knee and just a little twist back over the left shoulder. Can you reach a little bit taller, 1 more inch perhaps? And then inhale, exhale back to center, and we'll switch. And then 1 more time, a little bit of a twist. Excellent. Let's bring ourselves back to center and just go ahead and just roll yourself over onto hands and knees. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And just find a steady tabletop position here. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, drop the belly. And then exhale, round through. We'll just do a couple of rounds, or a cat and cow, just to continue to warm up the spine here. Inhale to open, and then exhale. 1 more rounding here. Nice. Just inhale. We'll find that flat back. Inhale, right hand forward, left toe back. A little bit of a spinal balance here. Try to tuck the left toes under and turn them in slightly to keep the hips level. As you exhale, pull elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen, elbow to knee. Move with that breath. Inhale to lengthen, elbow to knee. Hold, and then replace hand and knee. Good. Pull your right hip towards your right shoulder, and then your left hip towards your left shoulder. Gaze can follow. Just find a little bit of lateral movement here through the spine. And then return to that tabletop position. Starfish those fingers out wide, roll the shoulders back, tuck the belly up and in. And the left hand is now stretching forward, right toes back for spinal balance. Tuck the right toes down towards the floor and internally rotate them, pulling them towards the midline, just to help keep those hips level. And then as your next exhale, we'll draw everything to center. Inhale to lengthen, just warming up, waking up that core. Exhale, everything to center. Inhale to lengthen, and 1 more time. And return everything to our mat. Walk your hands forward slightly, curl the toes under, and let's press into a down dog. And take your time here to pedal the heels out. Make sure the weight is into some of the fingertips or the base of the fingers to take the weight off the wrist. And just walk it out a little bit. Find whatever movement you need, what feels good for you right now. Gaze is between the toes or the knees. So focusing on pulling the hips up and back. The heels down towards the floor with the knees soft. And letting the chest sink towards the floor. Nice. Let's inhale, lift to our thumbs. Go ahead and just step or walk forward gently to a forward fold. We'll inhale, lengthen to a flat spine, look forward. As you exhale, hip hinge. Soften the knees any amount. You can rest the ribs on the thighs and then grab opposite elbows. And we'll just hang here, finding a little bit more length down the spine. And you can rock forward or back, side to side. Pull the belly up and in. Crown of the head reaching towards the floor. Let's release the elbows, fingertips to the floor. Take 1 more inhale to lengthen that spine. And then as you exhale, forward fold once again, keeping the heels flat to the floor, but soften the right knee and pull the left hip back. A very small, subtle movement, but we can feel a lot happening here. Down deep into the hamstring, the calves, of course into the hips. Allow your head to be heavy. And then release and switch. So straighten the right leg and soften the left knee. And we'll feel some of that tension. Deep breaths. Let that tension go. Good. And then switch a couple more times, maybe a little faster. Again, heels are anchored. And just switch the softness of those knees. Nice. Bending both knees slightly. Inhale, look up. Exhale and fold. And then let's inhale, come all the way up. Fingertips reach. Reach to the sky. Hands move through our center. A little namaste. Good. Inhale, circle sweep, reach, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, hip hinge once again. Looking for a little bit more space now that we're here again. Walk your fingertips to the right, but keep the feet equal with weight, so anchored equally. So no extra weight on the right side or the left side. Keep them the same. Walk the fingertips back to the front and then over to the left. Can you pull those hips up a little bit closer towards the ceiling? Walk those fingertips back to center. Grab the elbows once again and just fold. Your feet can be narrow, wide. Play with it here. Find whatever feels good for you or different for you. Always get to try something different to challenge our body a little bit. Let's inhale, come halfway up. Go ahead and step out a little bit wider. Turning the toes out slightly, and we're going to sink the hips into a malasana pose. Now this can be quite deep for lots of us with tight hips. So if you'd like to bring your elbows up just a little tighter into more of a squat position, hands at heart center. And then as you feel a little bit more comfortable, perhaps working a little bit closer to the floor, perhaps your hands need to stay on the floor or block, sinking those hips down a little bit deeper. Support yourself with the hands as needed. Or bring those hands up to heart center if there's the balance and it feels comfortable for you. If it hurts the knees, please make any adjustments. In this posture, we never want to strain through those joints. And we can rock a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. This is a deeper hip opener, so take your time. Feel some breaths here. Hands are going to move forward. Find the weight, and then just gently lift all the way back up, walking those toes back into hip width and forward fold. Inhale, halfway look, lengthen. As you exhale, we're going to step all the way back into that plank pose and just hold for a moment. Drop through the knees, untuck the toes, press back into a child's pose, and just take a moment here. Let's extend the right hand off to the right. Left hand's going to go on top, and the hips are going to push to the left. So feeling a really nice opener through the left side body, and hopefully down into that left hip glute as well. Keep the belly lifted off the thighs. Keep the breath deep. Walk the hands back to center, and then just switch sides right away. Left hand to the left, right hand on top. Hips push off to the right heel. One more breath. Let's return back to our center. Let's take just another breath here as needed. Knowing we can always come here if we need to take an extra moment for ourselves. As we inhale, come forward, curl the toes, and lift. Hips up, back, heels down, downward dog. Nice, let's inhale your right heel straight up and back. Nice little three-legged dog here as you exhale. Pull the knee to your nose. Shoulders over wrists, little plank. Stepping that right foot forward, knee over ankle, and drop the back knee. And I like to untuck my toes, but you can keep them tucked if you'd like. More opening through the bottom of the feet. Inhale, look up. You can use blocks here to bring the floor a little bit closer to you, or place your hands on your thighs. Or sweep the fingertips all the way up here. Biceps right up beside your ears. Fingertips stretching. And we're letting our hips sink here. We want to open. You can see this area through the left hip. We want to focus on opening. So straightening as much as you can through that back thigh. If we're tight, we're going to find ourselves a little bit more into a vertical position here. So just gently start to draw the hips towards your front heel to work into a little bit more length and space into those hip flexors. We're going to bring the hands to heart center. Left elbow is going to twist across to the right knee, just create a little connection. And a little prayer twist as we look over that right shoulder. adding any variations here that you like. We'll inhale, sweep all the way back up to touch the sky, and then as we exhale, hands are going to come on the inside of the right foot, keeping that foot flat, but let the knee drop out ever so gently. We can stay up onto the hands or drop down onto the forearms. And this is where blocks are really nice as well, to place under our forearms to bring the floor closer. And again, I encourage you to be dynamic here. So a little bit of a shift, maybe left, right, forward, back. What do you feel? Be gentle. The hips are pretty vulnerable here. So we want to definitely feel a challenge, but not feel pain or pinching at any time. Let's start to bring those hands back all the way up and shifting right hand to the outside of the right foot, curling the back toe under, and we'll just step that right foot all the way up and back, three-legged dog, and then replace into a regular down dog. Take some movement or find stillness. We'll repeat on the other side. We'll inhale, sweep the left leg all the way back. Try to keep those hips level. Inhale, swing that knee forward with control. Tuck it in, feel the core. And then we place that foot in between the thumbs, lowering down through the back knee. Just check again that knee is over ankle. Draw the shoulders back. Again, fingers can stay on the floor, up to the thigh, or sweep those fingertips all the way up to the sky. And just breathe here. Allowing those hips to sink with gravity down to the mat. Bringing those hands to our heart center, twisting that right elbow across now, hooking it onto the outside of that left thigh, adding that little twist. Nice, one more breath. We'll unwind from that twist, take that stretch to the sky, and then hands will come to the inside of the left foot now. Again, wrist still, right under our shoulders. Left knee's going to just relax out. I like to get a little bit of movement here, just see where I'm feeling comfortable. As that hip stretch starts to open and deepen, really deep down into those glutes. We can choose to go a little bit deeper. Any amount. And then hold for 2, 3 deep, slow breaths. Relax the neck and shoulders here. No tension. Just surrender into this challenging hip opener. One more breath. We're going to inhale. Bring those hands back up under the heart. And swing the hand back around to the outside. Curl that back to under, and we'll swing that left leg all the way up and back for a three-legged dog. Nice little release there. And then return to down dog and walk out those feet a little bit. Nicely done. Let's inhale, look to the thumbs. You can jump or just walk forward. Inhale, lengthen to that flat back. You can lift the hands to the shins as needed. Exhale and forward fold. See if you can find a little bit more space all the way from the tailbone to the crown of your head. And then inhale, come all the way up into a standing position. We'll do just a little bit of a balance challenge here and integrate hip openers at the same time. So we'll take that, this is my left, it might be your right, doesn't matter which, and we'll just open it up into a little bit of a tree pose to start. Either above the knee or below, just for a couple of breaths. Just finding our balance, seeing what that bottom ankle is feeling here. Try to keep the arch lifted and keep the toes free. So we're grounding through the heel and the ball of the foot. Option to stay here or crossing that leg over the thigh. And if above the knee is uncomfortable, you can also go below, your choice here. Taking that nice deep breath in, just adding some length with the arms, and we'll sink into just a little bit of a chair here. So this figure 4 stretch, Really good to, once again, open that sacroiliac, get the glutes to get some rotation, a little bit of a just different movement is what helps us to stay open in our hips. Also a balance challenge here. Option now to forward fold and bring those fingertips towards the floor. Now if you're very tight in the piriformis, or if you have any sciatic problems, this may feel a little bit tender, a little bit challenging. Make sure you choose wisely. You can always come back up. The closer, of course, the fingertips reach towards the floor, the deeper that's going to stretch down into those hips. And you can play here. The fingertips obviously don't need to touch. Those of you with a tiptoe pose in your practice can add it in. Or you can just play with straightening that bottom leg and then rebending. Just see, just explore what's going on, what are you feeling. Bringing those hands to heart center and using the strength of that leg to come all the way up. Trying not to tap down if possible, although you're certainly welcome to. We'll release, we'll grab that toe with 2 fingers. Option to stay here, return to tree, or we can extend the leg forward. Again, a little balanced posture. If the hamstring's a little bit tight and it's hard, difficult to reach the toes, we can also grab underneath of the knee, underneath of the thigh. And then just to challenge that balance and that hip opening one more time. Option to take that leg all the way out. And you can turn to look over that opposite arm. That always makes me a little bit more wobbly, adds a little bit more challenge. Trying to return to center, hopefully as smoothly as we can, and just release and bring it down to the floor, shake it out. Nice, we have another side. So finding that tree pose, that posture again, either above or below the knee joint, pointing the toes down, pushing the knee back, opening the hips here. Taking a couple of breaths. And then deciding if you want to transition into the ankle across the thigh. Oops, a little bit of a wobble there for me. Flexing that foot can be helpful to keep those muscles strong and integrated into this posture. Sinking down a little bit into that chair. So this balancing leg for me is my weaker leg. I have no ACL there. So all those little snaps and crackles you might hear are just my knee grinding. So tipping that leg forward, or the torso forward rather, fingertips to the floor, and reaching for that deeper opener here. And then play with bending or straightening that leg. In that forward fold, keeping the spine long. I really attribute yoga to keeping my knee as healthy and strong as it can be without an ACL. So I'm grateful every day to integrate a yoga practice as it helps in the other things I like to do. Taking that time to come on up here. There's my little wobble again. Trying not to tap down if possible. Again, you can return to tree or reach down with 2 fingers, grab the toe or tuck underneath the knee. And we'll extend that leg forward. So yoga helps to keep my legs strong. Last year I was able to hike 600 miles plus and climb over 175,000 feet of elevation as I scrambled up some mountains. And so I'm grateful for yoga for keeping my body able to do those things that I love. Just return back to center and take the time, gently release and shake it out. Great job. Take that time, shake it out. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, we'll forward fold, hip hinge. Inhale to flat back. And then exhale, step back to plank. You are welcome to take a child's pose here after that standing balance. That might feel really nice. Or as you inhale, just tighten up that belly and then exhale and press to down dog. Nice, we have a couple more hip openers to do here. We're gonna inhale, stretch the right toe straight up and back. Three-legged dog, and just bend the knee. We'll open the hip here. Try to square the shoulders to the mat. You might even look under the left armpit, see if you can see those right toes. And pull those toes a little bit closer towards that left shoulder. Good, we straighten the leg. And then as you exhale, swing it all the way through, knee to nose, strong crunch. And then twist the right shin forward and drop the back knee for pigeon. Now, if you know that this is uncomfortable for you with your knees, the option for pigeon in that position is to go supine and cross your ankle over the thigh and pull in from here. So choose that option if that is the best for you. So ankle in front. The more parallel your shin is to the front of your mat, the deeper and harder and more intense the stretch is going to be. We want to square off the hips, stretch the toes right behind you. I like to start off just a little bit tall. It helps to sink my hips a little bit deeper, and I can maybe scoot my toes back a little bit. Careful that you're not rolling too much from side to side. So inhale, lengthen, relax the shoulders. And then as you exhale, perhaps you choose to stay tall, or perhaps you choose to walk yourself forward. You can use your blocks as a support for the forehead, or a fist pillow, resting the forehead right down. And we're going to stay here for 5 deep, slow breaths. Now I encourage you to still be dynamic here. So once you're into position, you may want to shift a little to the left or a little to the right. Our body has a tendency to go to what's easiest, and you may find that you need to go somewhere a little bit more vulnerable. So gently just explore. Maybe you can feel a spot that would be more successful for you to hold for those breaths to gain more benefit. Keep the belly lifted. Keep those breaths deep and the mind present. Good, one more breath. We'll inhale. Let's look up, lengthen. Gently start to lift the torso up. Nice. Rolling down onto that right hip and swing the left leg out in front. So left leg straight, right leg still tucked in just on the inner thigh. Inhale, circle sweep, lift, lengthen, and exhale and fold forward, chest to toes. So keeping that spine long and stretch. Use the strength of your hands, either pulling on your shin or the floor. If you can reach the toes, pull forward. Really looking for some length now. Inhale, come on up. We're going to take this foot on top of the thigh, just like we did in our standing option. If it's not comfortable for you, just return that foot to the inside of the inner thigh. Take that deep breath up, flex the left toes, and then as you exhale, forward fold, hip hinge. Probably feeling something a little bit more intense with this option, so maybe can't go quite as deep. Just continue to inhale, lengthen that spine, and exhale and pull. Nice. Let's inhale, return to seated position. Just bring that knee up and towards the chest, followed by the left. A little bit of a boat pose. Let's inhale, open. Coming almost all the way down, and then exhale, pull up. Let's just do 3 more of those. A little bit of core work here. 2 more. You can hang on to your legs as you need to, or just do 1 at a time. Come on up, holding that boat. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Crossing the ankles, grab hold of the toes. Bring yourself forward. Step back into that plank, pulling the backs of the knees up, and then the hips back. And up as well, down dog. Left heel stretches straight up and back, and then bend the knee, opening up the hip. Stretch the toes for the right shoulder, drop the left shoulder down slightly, and press the right heel really firmly into the back of that mat, reaching it towards the back edge. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, swing it through. Nice tight crunch right here. And then bring that left shin across as we sink down into pigeon on the opposite side. Take your time. Make any adjustments. You may find that you need to go in onto your back on this side. Make that change now. And again, just protect the knees. Choose the best option for your body. So nice and tall, walking back slightly, square the hips, and then forward, coming down any amount. Resting that forehead completely. Don't be afraid of doing a little exploring here, a little shifting, seeing where you need to settle for those 5 deep breaths. Use your exhales to let go of tension. Just surrender. Let yourself be heavy. Let gravity just melt you into the mat. Good. Inhale. Inhale, lengthen, look up. Start to walk those fingertips under. Gently rolling onto that left hip. We'll swing that right leg forward. So right leg straight, left foot to the inside to start. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, forward fold out over top of that straight right leg, pulling that toe up, and pull the chest to the toes. Every inhale, lengthen that spine, and every exhale, try to surrender a little deeper. Can you go a little bit further? Every breath. Let's inhale. Bringing ourselves up, making that adjustment, that change, if you choose to, crossing the ankle over the thigh, flexing that right toe. Inhale to stretch, and then exhale to fold. And just embrace the change and the challenge that we're feeling here. A lot of tension, a lot of emotion resides in our hips. So great to give them some time to open, release, and settle down. Good. Inhale and come on up. We'll bring those knees together one more time. Just one more little boat pose. Just hug those knees in real tight. Great job. Let's extend those legs all the way out. Inhale, double leg stretch, forward fold over top. And then inhale, come up nice and tall. And we'll go into a rock the baby. So just seated in front, whatever comfortable. So let's pick up our, this is my left. So just pulling that leg up and in. The bottom leg can stay straight, or you can tuck it under cross, whichever is most comfortable for you. So just taking the foot and tucking it into the crook of your elbow, wrapping the other arm across, and try to be as tall as you can here. If we're tight in the hips, we may find ourselves rounding a little bit. So maybe let go of the leg a little bit more. It's more important to keep the spine nice and tall here. And then draw the shin up towards us. Allow the knee to open. And a little bit of rocking motion here. It's just going to gently massage, gently encourage those muscles to continue to open a little bit. Nice. So stay here, or I'll take you through sort of a fun little option just to finish. It's fun to try. Don't worry if it doesn't work out first or second or third time. You can always come back and try it again. The elephant pose. So taking this top leg, and we'll try to tuck it right on top of our shoulder. And that might be enough practice just to try to get that for today. And then our hands are going to find the floor. Just gently put some weight into the hands, and your bottom ankle is going to come across and tuck on that top foot. Lifting ourselves up off the floor. So a nice upper body strength challenge. And then the option, if you'd like, just straighten those legs out. And then just gently set everything back down. And then give your neighbor a high five, because that's really awesome, fun pose to do. And we're going to try it on the other side. So let's start with that opposite leg, rock the baby. Just sit up nice and tall. Relax those shoulders. Okay, so the option, of course, just stay right here. Keep the rock the baby. Focus on sitting as tall as you can. But if you'd like to try our elephant pose on this side, we will gently go into it, release the rock the baby. Taking that top leg up and over our shoulder best we can, or as high as it can go. Just give it a try. Do your best. Hands are going to come to the floor on either side of that bottom leg, crossing the bottom ankle over the top ankle, gently shifting the weight forward, lifting off, finding balance. And then maybe on this side, really squeeze those ankles, straightening those legs, and then gently releasing everything back to the floor. Nice job. Good work. All right. Whew. Let's just go into a butterfly pose. Just to finish off, I hope your hips are feeling much more open than they were at the start of class today. I hope you had fun with some of those postures and poses. Come back often, come back daily if you can, and give your body that opening, that relaxation, that strengthening. Yoga really does have it all. Butterfly pose, just wrap those toes. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold, hip hinge. And I will leave you in a Shavasana, final relaxation pose. So before we go there, just a reminder that you can find more yoga videos here online to practice and add them into your great workout schedules that Kinetic has for you all through the week. So grateful for Sandra and all that she does to help keep us active and happy as a fitness family together. So let's bring those knees together and just gently roll down onto your spine, taking your time. From here, just drop the knees to the right. We'll finish with a little spinal twist just to help reset the spine from everything that we have done today. Choosing any option that you like. Some like to Keep the knees together or pull the knee across, whatever works for you. And back to center. And then to the other side. Just a little twist. And back to center. And options for your final relaxation pose might be to stay right here, knees bent, feet flat, or soles of the feet together, knees open, butterfly style, or extend the legs all the way out. Let the toes drop away from each other. Hands down beside your hips. Lift the shoulders and then gently relax them, squeeze them flat through the shoulder blades. And remind ourselves once again to recognize that happiness does not happen by chance. It happens because of choice. Choose happiness, my friends. Namaste.